supposedly. Why did they go transgender? That's just wrong. That is just wrong. I had a brother-in-law said, that is so wrong. That is just wrong. He's a goofball, let me tell you. He's a goofball. I haven't talked to him. Haven't really, lost anything there. Some of the people that left my life, I'm glad they left. Let's just put it that way. I was stuck with him at a time. So, but they don't understand. People don't understand that not everybody thinks like you do. If everybody thought like you do, everybody would be the same. Like you. And that's another question I would ask. How would the world be? How would this world be if everyone were like you?
Boring as fuck.
Huh? What would it be?
Boring as fuck.
Who?
Boring as fuck.
Oh, yeah. Okay. But would it be a happy place to be?
No.
Two types. There you go. Very good. You have a full cup. Yeah. There are two types of people in this world that deal with everything. First is through judgment, and the second is through compassion. And I'm here to talk to you about compassion because you don't understand why they're the way they are. Just know that that is the way they are. God didn't make a mistake with them. That's not a mistake. I'm not a mistake. I'll be straight up with you. I'm not a mistake. I'm a pretty good person. So, if you've got a box where your God says that my God doesn't make mistakes, then change your definition of what a mistake is. Because there are some beautiful people in this world that you might think God made a mistake with, and He didn't. He, she, could be they. I'm going to give you some time at the end. I know you only have till 1:45, and I'll give you some question time.
And if I rush out, remember I have a 2 o'clock class down at Unitas, but that doesn't mean you can't stay and talk to Nicole. I don't think is there another class in here right after?
At 2.
At 2?
Yeah.
Well, then.
Okay.
Give
Give it a little time. But I would also like a little bit of feedback at the end. I just love hearing from you guys on what your thoughts are. Because what I think I'm speaking about is so important. I want everybody in here to say, if they could, that their cup is full. I don't need anybody to fill my cup. Number one, that would be my number one goal. And number two, that you say that if everybody in society were like me, this world would rock. That's what that's what I would like you to be able to say. That's the mission I'm on. Because that's the way we want it to be. We don't want judgment. I'm around judgment all the goddamn time. I hate it. I hate it. I don't have a choice. I look over my shoulder all the time. Transgender people are in the news all the time. We just love being in the news. But we're in the news for wrong things. Transgender person beat up. Transgender person murdered. Transgender person murdered. Transgender person murdered. Transgender person beaten up. That's our headlines. Those people don't deserve that. They're trying to live as best they can, which is what I'm trying to do. So, I want you to think about, are you loving unconditionally, or are you looking for somebody else to validate you when the person you're looking for is right in here? I can tell you that only because I've done it. I've arrived at that spot where I go, I don't need anybody else. I don't need a partner. Yeah, I'd like a companion. I don't know who that companion would be. You don't have to ask that sex question. You just hit that and go. But I don't need another person in my life. But I can give love to everybody. I can fill anybody's cup that they want. Because I recognize it. Once we recognize where we're at, what we're doing, how we're treating people, how we're treating ourselves, the world can change. Really, really cool. So, a little background about myself. I've been a high school teacher, math teacher for 36 years. First year, private all-girls school. The next 9 years were in a private Catholic school. And the last 26 I have been at Wesleyan High School and in Southeast Portland. Anybody around here from Wesleyan? No? Nobody? I usually get at least one old student. Sometimes an old student, but usually a person from Wesleyan. I grew up in a little town about an hour from me. You waving? Somebody?
Sorry.
Oh.
Just waving.
Oh, okay. Black Knight. Anybody know where Sublimity is? Where's you know where's how do you know about Sublimity?
I'm from Albany, so
Oh, yeah.
it's kind of near Albany.
It's near
like
Albany.
Salem,
Yeah,
Albany,
yeah.
and all that.
Just a little bit east of Salem, about 10 miles east of Salem. A little bitty town. That's where I grew up. I grew up in a family of 11 children. I was the third oldest, 2 older sisters. And that really played into my condition because when they were little, they had a lot of clothes that I could get into, and I did. I didn't know at the time why I was doing it. In fact, when I was 5 years old, I knew my sisters had some clothes in an attic in my parents' house. And my brother was a year younger than me. It was two girls, me, 4 boys, and 4 girls. So it was all kind of grouped. But I asked my brother, I said, hey, let's go up and play in the attic. There's a bunch of clothes up there. We can dress up and play in the attic. And he's 4 years old, and he goes, okay, let's go. And I don't care. So I was the big older one. So we go up there, and I know exactly what I'm going for. There's a box that had this cute little dress in it. And as soon as I put that dress on, it was like magic. It was like Christmas Day. I didn't understand it, but I knew I liked it. My brother put a dress on too, and he didn't know what he was doing. He just put one on, and we played. A couple hours later, we get called back from my mom to go down for dinner. Go down to dinner, and had to go out of those clothes, and I was so upset that I had to change. So the next day, I went to my brother. I said, hey, Ed, let's go do that again. My brother's 4 years old. He goes, no way. That was stupid. I'm not doing that again. I go, oh, I like that. You don't like that? It was kind of at that moment where I understood. And everybody liked what I did. And I didn't know why. I was just a little kid, just trying to be happy. And I found something that really made me happy. I don't know why it did. I don't know why, but it did. But at that moment, I decided I can't tell anybody the secret. And I kept that secret till I was 40 years old. Raised a Catholic, going to confession. I was going to hell 35 years. I was going to go to hell. All the way through grade school, all the way through high school. Anybody a Catholic in here? So you understand the going to confession and having the guilt. Oh my God, Catholics are great at dishing out the guilt. In fact, they get made fun of for it all the time.
So are Lutherans.
So are Lutherans, you're right.
So
Episcopalians,
Jews.
Jews. I mean, most religions have do a good job of making everybody feel like crap. You know, they really do. You're a good person. You're a good person. Oh no, you're a sinner, sinner, sinner. Okay. Sorry, not coming back. See you later. You're not getting my money anymore. So that's what happened to me. But it took me to 40 years old. I went to a priest and confessed to a priest. I said, I got this deal going on. I don't know what's going on, but this is what's going on. First thing he said was, have you ever been to a psychiatrist? And I go, what? You're supposed to be a little bit supportive, a little bit. At that moment, I thought, oh my God, a priest is saying, go to a psychiatrist, you're crazy. And I knew I wasn't crazy. I knew I was fine, other than that one thing. So I didn't go back. That's when I said goodbye to the Catholic Church. I'm sorry. Sorry, God. My religion is now everywhere I go and everywhere I speak. Because I know the only true religion is love, and it's the best thing. And if you don't know it yet, you're in the wrong religion. I'll tell you straight up. Because if your religion isn't teaching you how to love people, go find another one until you find a way to do it. We've got 2 reasons for being here in this world. One is to love, and one is to be loved. That's it. That's our job. Pretty simple job description. But I have to go out and tell people that I am not an abomination, that I am a good person. And all the little kids that will come into your lives when you're in your professions. And they're going to tell you, I'm a boy, or I'm a girl. And they'll be, the opposite physically. And what you need to do to tell them is, I don't care what you are, you're perfect just the way you are. And that's what they're going to need to hear. Because I didn't hear that. I heard nothing but, oh man. At first it was like, oh, okay. And then it was like, oh shit, you're out of here. I don't want to be around you. So, back to my teaching. So I taught as a other person till 2009. In 2009, I was starting to think about retirement, to think, okay, I'm this person, I got kicked out of my house, I'm now by myself, I basically live as Nicole everywhere but school, and I was doing that for 3 years in a row. As soon as my spouse kicked me out, I go, well, I guess I can be myself. Because I didn't force myself on her at all, ever. I struggled, but I was myself. I mean, I was that other person for her, because I wanted to be with her. So, split up. Now I'm on my own. Well, what's to prevent me from doing what I want to do or need to do? That's what I needed to do, I guess. I didn't know at the time. I still didn't know how deep it went. I didn't know. And I'm not sure that anybody really knows, except these little kids that are getting interviewed now. They're like 5, 4, and 5, 3, 4, and 5 that are. I just saw a video on one today that this kid knew when they were 3 years old. I'm in a girl body, but it's a little boy. I'm a boy. I need my hair cut. This sucks, and they absolutely are devastated to be forced into doing something that is not who they are. So this is coming more and more prevalent. I'm not sure that it wasn't always there, but people poo-pooed it and took him to a psychiatrist, took him to a doctor, and gave him drugs. That's what they do to him. Let's just drug them, because that's probably the problem. Just drug them. Turn them into zombies. So there's a lot of people out there, like myself, who our world wasn't ready for people when I was little to be able to be this person in a little town of sublimity. Never would that have happened. Couldn't have happened. Those people would have kicked me out of that town faster than you can say farm animal. I'm not kidding. So here I am, about 5 years or 6 years away from retirement. And I go, I can't do this anymore. I've got to be who I am. And this little community of West Lynn needs to be taught something here. And I have courage. I can do this. I can do this. Let me think about this. I'm a teacher in a classroom. I don't have to teach the parents. I don't have to teach anybody but the kids. And in my high school, the kids change out every year to new teachers. So I very seldom would get the same students from the previous year. So I knew that if I went back as Nicole, that I'd probably have a whole new set of students. They had never had that other person as a teacher. So I'm going to play the game of what if. What if they see me as just another person, as just another teacher, a new teacher for that matter, which I was basically, and then see where it goes. So that's what happened. So I got the ball rolling about May
Well,
of...
tell them why, and the other reason is
Oh.
the security piece.
Yeah, the security piece was that in 2008, January 2008, Oregon passed a bill that you couldn't discriminate against transgender people. That was huge. Because I had a boss at the time who would have fired me in a heartbeat if I would have said anything about it then. So that particular law backed me, and I knew it. And as soon as I started getting the ball rolling, it was really funny because the person who was the building rep, I went to him and I emailed him. I said, hey, can I talk to you after school? His name was Gabe, a little Spanish teacher guy. He'd only been at the school like 3 years, but he wanted to be into the politics of it already. He goes, sure. So after school, I walked down to his classroom. He meets me out in the hallway and he goes, what's up? I go, I can't talk to you out here. Can we go in a little room or something? He goes, sure, okay. So we go in this little office.